If there is one tool that I still use today to help speed up my threat investigations, it is ANYRUN. If you're on the fence about investing in ANYRUN or just curious about better analysis tools, this video is for you. Quick disclaimer though, this video is sponsored by ANYRUN, but everything I'm about to share comes from my own personal experience using the tool. I remember in my early days as a SOC analyst, I was extremely inexperienced, or green as they call it. I was tasked with investigating a malware detected and quarantined alert. I thought to myself that the malware was quarantined, so let's just close the alert and move on to the next one. It wasn't until a senior analyst introduced me to an interactive sandbox from ANYRUN. I realized that I had been potentially missing out on key artifacts like dropped files, C2 communications, and early signs of persistence. From then on, whenever a new analyst joined the SOC, I would always introduce them to ANYRUN whenever they were investigating any kind of threat. The amount of valuable information that this particular sandbox provides is incredible. You get additional spawn processes, network communications, malware labeling to help analysts understand what they might be up against, and many more. ANYRUN isn't just helpful for individual analysts. In fact, it supports the entire team by helping them tell better stories, escalate even faster, and make more informed decisions to protect their organization. As a consultant, I would often be pulled into meetings to assess our client's tech stack and to ensure that they have proper coverage for their worst case scenarios. For example, some of the questions that I might ask them are, what endpoint detection and response tool are they currently using? Are any auditing policies in place? And is there any centralized logging? What I found was that while many organizations had some of these, most did not have a sandbox solution. And in many cases, they had not even considered it, mainly because they weren't really aware of the benefits. But instead of me talking about the benefits, I'd rather show you by analyzing a Windows malware sample together using ANYRUN. Let's get started. Upon logging into ANYRUN, you'll be presented with this page. I'll start by clicking on New Analysis located at the top left corner. From here, we do have a couple of options to customize our sandbox to fit our use case. Whenever I discuss the topic about sandboxes with some of my clients, many times they think about building one on-prem and the hassles of manually configuring, maintaining, and the cost tied to it. And ultimately, they choose not to go forth with it. But with ANYRUN, it eliminates the need to having to constantly maintain the sandbox. Now, before I actually upload a file, let's do a little bit of role playing. I want you to imagine that you are a SOC analyst and was in my position when I first started. Let's say that you received the same alert that I did, which was malware detected but quarantined. However, you were much smarter than I was and you asked a senior analyst. So right now I am going to be acting as the senior analyst and walk you through what you could do if you had that particular binary, aka that malware that was detected and quarantined on a particular system. Once we have selected our file of interest, since this is a Windows malware sample and we are going to assume it is based off of the alert details that we received, over to the right under the operating system, I am going to select the default, which is Windows 10. However, we can change this to other operating systems if needed, such as Windows 7, Ubuntu, and as a recent, Android 14, allowing analysts to analyze APK files. I'll be sure to leave a blog post that ANYRUN had created down below in the description where they break down a malicious APK file. Now, if you did have a paid plan such as the Hunter or Enterprise plan, you can actually utilize Windows 11 as well. From here, we can choose where the malicious file can run from and also modify the command line if required, but I'll leave this as default for now. Now, during the initial setup, the sandbox virtual machine duration for a free account is 60 seconds, which should be enough for many malware samples. However, some may actually have a sleep function, which makes it so the malware does not execute until a certain duration has passed. If you're on a paid plan like the Hunter plan, this changes to 600 seconds, whereas the Enterprise plan is 1200 seconds. If we take a look over to the bottom right-hand corner, there is something called privacy. Now, one of the features I often mention to clients is the ability to perform a private analysis if they choose to subscribe to a paid plan. A private analysis will tell ANYRUN to not share any data with third parties, allowing you to control the confidentiality of your analysis session. And to note, even ANYRUN will not have access to that. But with a free plan, your only choice is to share the analysis with the public, which is right here, and that is automatically selected. And before I run a public analysis, here is a disclaimer. Please always be careful and double check the file that you are uploading. You don't want to upload anything that may contain confidential information. And if you aren't sure, always consult your team before uploading it. With that being said, I'll go ahead and click on Run a Public Analysis. And ANYRUN will display a pop-up window saying all data will be in the public access in the public reports section. If you want to run a private analysis and use the service for commercial purposes, check out our paid plans. We'll go ahead and click on I agree. Another benefit is the real-time interactivity for this particular sandbox. When analyzing a file sample, we can actually interact with the virtual machine and open files if needed. If we take a look over to the top right-hand corner, we can add more time up to a total of 5 minutes, which is what I'll do by clicking on the Add Time button. Now, while I was clicking on Add Time, you can see that within seconds, ANYRUN Sandbox had tagged this as a stealer, evasion, net reactor, exfiltration, SMTP, Ultra VNC, and RMM tool. This gives you an idea as to what are some of the capabilities this particular file might have. Now, as a newer analyst, you can begin researching what these are. And while I was talking, a new tag just popped up called Agent Tesla. That's pretty cool. At the bottom, we do have our processes, and this is the pane that I typically pay attention most because we can follow the chain of events. And if we take a look at the file that we uploaded, which begins with 283 and ends in f60.exe. If we follow the chain of events, this particular file process spawned a cmd.exe using a command line of ipconfig/release. And then we do have a PowerShell with encoded commands, and that's pretty interesting. And we do have an install-util.exe with a tag of Agent Tesla. I'll go ahead and click on our file of interest here, and at the bottom we do have a process details window. So this will display the behaviors on what the process does. For example, right here under danger, it creates files in the startup directory. So we have some persistence here. It does provide us with a score out of 100, and the higher the score, the higher the probability of it being malicious. Now, there is also an AI button right beside the process, and I'll go ahead and click on that. Immediately, it begins generating a malware analysis report. This explains what the process had done, which is incredibly useful, especially to newer analysts. Let's take a look at the first paragraph here. The process described in the data is a program that is executed from a temporary folder and has a suspicious name. It starts cmd.exe and PowerShell.exe for command execution, and that we knew because we were following the chain of events. And a base64 encoded PowerShell command is detected. The program also creates files and folders in the user directory and in the startup directory. Additionally, it drops executable content and uses the .NET Reactor protector. This provides us with a lot of context onto what this particular file can do. Now, while we were reading this, our analysis ran out of time, which again was 5 minutes, but it did provide us with a lot of information here. If we go over to the bottom left-hand corner, we do have access to a lot of useful network information, such as HTTP requests, connections, DNS requests, and the signatures that were generated from the traffic that this file sample had created. Now, if we take a look at the bottom, which is the successful credential theft detected signature, we can see that the signature that was generated was named Stealer ANYRUN Attempt to Exfiltrate via SMTP. That's pretty interesting. Let's click on the signature to see the information. And if we look at the source and destination, I can see that it's going out to 51.195.65.154. What we can do now is perform some open source intelligence to get some more context onto what this particular IP is. And we can also add it onto our indicators of compromise list. That way we can search across our environment to scope out what other endpoints might have been infected with the same or similar malware. Looking at the tabs, we also have a TLS section, which gives us information about the certificate itself. And again, we can search across our environment, perform a little bit of threat hunting to see if any other endpoint might be infected. Let's go ahead and click on this AI button here. And it says that the event is a successful credential theft detected, triggered by a program called install-util.exe attempting to exfiltrate data via SMTP. Interesting. Now, rather than individually clicking on these tabs, ANYRUN makes it easy for us by gathering all of the IOCs, which is indicators of compromise, into a single window. And we can view these by clicking on the IOC tab located on the top right corner, right here. Now we have additional information that we can use to, again, hunt across our environments. For example, we have the domain that we saw earlier. We have 4 total IP addresses that might be suspicious, but the 51.195.65.154, which is what we saw earlier, is confirmed malicious by ANYRUN. And how do I know that? Well, if we highlight over this fire icon, we do see it tagged as malicious. Whereas the question marks, it is unknown. What this means is that whoever is analyzing this particular file will have to go even deeper to gather some additional context for that particular IP or for these particular IPs to come up with a verdict. And depending on what they find, they can throw it into their IOC list and rinse and repeat. Next to the IOC tab, we have a tab called malconf, which is short for malware configuration. And if we go ahead and click on that, this will explain what the malware is and its configuration, allowing us to uncover even more information. We can see a description of Agent Tesla, and it says, Agent Tesla is a spyware that collects information about the actions of its victims by recording keystrokes and user interactions. It is falsely marketed as a legitimate software on the dedicated website where this malware is sold. And then there is the protocol, which is SMTP. Ooh, it has a username and password. That is pretty cool. Okay, so the malconf tab can really reveal additional information. And if you're into cyber threat intelligence, you can utilize this information to pivot even more to reveal additional threat actor infrastructure. Close this out. Next to the malconf, we have the ability to restart our analysis. And you have no limits on how many times you can restart it, which is another great feature to have. And then we have text report. This is exactly what it sounds like. By clicking on this tab, ANYRUN will generate a text report providing the analyst with general information about the file sample, behaviors, the malware configuration, static information, video, screenshots, system events, which includes your processes, registries, files, and network. Next to the text report, we have graph, and the graph option is great for those who want to see the chain of events in a graph. This could help analysts gain a better understanding of what occurred during the analysis phase. For example, we do see our malicious process, and this spawned a cmd.exe, PowerShell, and another one. And out of curiosity, I do want to see what the encoded command line is. So if I click on the PowerShell.exe, and let's select the AI button next to the command line. If we look at the malware analysis report, it doesn't really show us what the encoded base64 does, but it does give us some information on how threat actors can utilize PowerShell to perform nefarious actions. For example here, malicious programs often use PowerShell to execute malicious scripts or commands. The use of base64 encoding can be an attempt to obfuscate the code and make it harder to analyze. All right, let's close that out, and I will go back over to our analysis. Next to the graph, we do have attack. And this will list out the tactics and techniques that this file sample was observed performing. Again, this is incredibly useful, especially to junior analysts who are just starting out. We can see that it performed a total of 7 tactics and 13 techniques. And if we take a look under the persistence, we do have a registry run key / startup folder. Clicking on that, it gives us information as to what this technique does. So the adversaries may achieve persistence by adding a program to a startup folder or referencing it with a registry run key. And over to the right, we do have one event. So let's click on that. Taking a look at the bottom, we do have a name. And this is located under the following path. See users, admin, app data, roaming, Microsoft, Windows, start menu, programs, startup. And the file of interest is the innerexception.vbs. Now you might be wondering, what does this particular file do? The innerexception.vbs. Well, let's go back over to our analysis. And over on the bottom left-hand corner, we do have some tabs over to the left. So there is network, files, and debug. Currently, we're under the network tab. But if I click on files, This provides us with all of the file modifications that were observed during this analysis. And looking at the second last one here, we do have our inner exception.vbs file of interest. So let's click on the text button over to the right. And here it says create object wscript.shell run, and it's pointing to this particular file path, which is the C users admin app data roaming inner exception.exe. And over to the top right corner, we have the option to submit to analyze and or download it. What is the inner exception.exe? That is the very last one right here. We can click on the executable. And from here, if I click on main, it provides us with the metadata for this executable file. Looking under the XF information, scrolling down here, there is the original file name, and this is called exec.exe. With this, we can search up what that is. Maybe we can find additional information, and or we can submit to analyze this particular file. Let's try that. Click on run a public analysis. Let's go ahead and add our time. Right away, it spawns a cmd.exe with an IP config, pretty much the same behavior as our file of interest that we just analyzed. Going back over to my analysis, and if we head back over to the attack tab, what this tells me is that anytime the endpoint is restarted and the user of admin logs in, the file that is stored under the startup directory called inner exception.vbs is going to execute. And when that executes, it is responsible for executing our inner exception.exe file. And that is how it maintains its persistence. We then have the AI summary tab. And this is what I demonstrated earlier by clicking on the AI button beside the process. This AI summary tab will provide us with a malware analysis report on the file of interest. Finally, we do have the export tab. This provides us with the option to export the analysis results. And with a free account, you only have access to export this in a process graph. But with a paid plan, you can export this into other formats such as the MISP JSON format. This allows you to integrate these results into the MISP platform if you choose to do so. And since I mentioned integrate, there is one thing that I wanted to share with you, and that is using ANYRUN's API integration. As an engineer or developer, you can utilize ANYRUN's API or SDK functionality to have it be integrated into your workflow. This will allow you to process threat intelligence feeds efficiently because those can be incredibly huge, conduct YARA searches, and automatically upload files and URLs for sandbox analysis. But as a word of caution, and I did mention this earlier, always be aware of the risk when performing automatic uploads, as this can do more harm than good. So if you plan on doing something like this, perhaps include an approval step prior to the file being uploaded. Now that I've gone over these tabs, the next thing I wanted to do here is dig a little bit deeper into PowerShell.exe. With ANYRUN Sandbox, you can actually click on more info when it comes to a process to really dig into what that particular process is doing. Over on the left-hand side, under the Events tab, we do have modified files. There are 0 registry changes, 19 synchronizations, no HTTP requests, connections, and or network threats. But there are 127 modules that were loaded when our PowerShell process was executed. And if we take a look under Script Tracer, with PowerShell, there is 406 events. And the first row is quite suspicious to me because it's adding a exclusion path to Microsoft Defender and pointing it towards this particular executable that is listed under our temp. What this tells me is that the base64 encoded command is likely responsible for adding exclusion paths to Windows Defender. By uploading the sample file up to ANYRUN's interactive sandbox, we've revealed a bunch of information as to what that file can do. We've also obtained additional indicators of compromise, allowing us to use that to search across our environment. And by using our text report, the attack tab, and the AI summary, whoever is analyzing this particular file should now have a better understanding of what this file could do and have an easier time creating a report in plain English. Overall, ANYRUN will help analysts with quicker analysis thanks to its interactive sandbox, which in turn should allow you and your analyst to minimize potential damage within the organization and to hopefully prevent similar threats in the future. That is it for the video, and I hope that you found that informative. If you did, let me know by hitting that like button and subscribe if you want to. Remember to stay curious and do things differently.